Um, just wanted to talk to you guys today. Contractors first, by the way. Just want to talk to you guys today about pricing, uh, price list versus quoting jobs. Okay, and of course, guys out there that are anti-price list are, there's always a situation where they feel that they're undervaluing a potential service, or they're going to leave money on the table, or they're going to do things. I can tell you that um, you can become possibly more profitable by establishing price list, by being able to take orders versus not taking orders. If you think about this for a minute, right? A lot of these guys will be using these bidding programs, and I have a bidding program on my website that gives a person an instant quote. Those are just priceless. There's basically programs out there. I'm not going to mention these programs, but like they work all night. They're on your website and they work all night. And hey, thanks, Darren. Appreciate it. They work all night and they're there. They're never off. And they're basically automated systems that are giving people price lists. And like I said, I'm not mentioning any names of any programs because there's lots of them out there that you can have on your website, and they'll generate a customer proposal. So, somebody could go on there 11 o'clock at night and they count the windows in their house. They count these things. They tell the deal that you got this substrate or that substrate, and then they push the button and then a proposal comes back to them. That is a price list. I don't care how you want to, how you want to spin that, but that's a price list. It's not a price list like when you walk into a restaurant and you open a menu and it says prime rib, $29.95, filet $39.95, lobster lobster market price, or whatever they put on their menus. It's not like that, but it's still a priceless system. And there's lots of guys that are doing that. And that is more effective and more efficient because basically they're taking orders instead of having to make sales. Now, I've heard the argument that some guys will sit there and say, well, if I do that, I'm going to get price shoppers and I'm going to scare somebody with the prices on there. Well, man, if you scared them, that's a good thing because it means they're not your customer. You're not going to have them waste time calling you because, hey, will you do my house for $99? Because they found out that your basic starter wash, is starting at, X amount of dollars, and that's just too high for them. So I try to explain to you guys that this can actually save you money. Because if you save yourself time and you save yourself a little bit of money by being able to either use these type of programs that give customers automated bids, or have a menu there and say, here's at least my starting house wash price, and here are my minimums and things like that, you're going to do much better having that stuff on your website available in your brochures or material that you use, because this way you're not going to have to deal with that. Here's another one too. If you think about this and you did just have a menu thing where you're just looking at it and the pricing's going, they open it up and go, house wash this much, gutter cleaning this much per foot, blah, 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 blah. The square footage of your house is going to be this much, blah, blah, blah. And you have those prices there. You have to think about that. The bottom line is that, you're going to wind up saving yourself a lot of time and a lot of headache. There's always things out there. There's always add-on services. There's always things that you can do. But sometimes having that basic information there is going to really vet the people that you don't want calling you. Here's what I was going to also tell you. When you have those prices right there in front of them, no one goes into a restaurant, okay, and you don't open up the menu and go, $29.95 for prime rib. Could you ask the GM if I could get that for $18.95 instead of $29.95? No one does that. You know what I mean? And you're not going to have people doing that to you either, going, hey, well, Billy Bob down the street, and sorry if there's any Billy Bobs out there, or Chuck in a truck. I don't want to offend any guys named Chuck or Billy Bob, but these guys out there, you worry about those guys, but the reality is you're never going, you got to figure out ways that you can vet that customer, Billy Bob's customers, out of your life. Because while you're wasting time handling those people that are not going to buy from you, you might be missing somebody potentially that will buy from you. That's my little tip of the day. Some guys here might say that there was no tip given, but some guys there that understand and get it. If you're out there in the field and you're doing sales, there's so many times that you waste time with those types of customers, and maybe you don't even know it, but you've lost potential customers that could have been better customers. And I think I'm going to weigh on the side of price lists. I'm going to weigh on the side of automated bidding systems that's just a clever way to have pricing on your website. You may not have it published like a menu, but the bottom line is when people fill those things out, that generates them a price. Obviously, that's your price list. I think all those things are very, very valuable. I think that's the only way the industry is going to be able to replicate itself and duplicate itself. I think it's the only way probably companies are going to be able to grow larger and scale up more. Because if you don't, and you're relying on your eyeballs to price things, we know we can't take our eyeballs and give them to our salespeople that are out there in the field. It's just not reality. So you're going to have to start working on getting some science and some mathematics involved in your bidding process so that you can determine what it is you have to charge. Most people, and I'll tell this, the guys get angry with me. Most people don't even really know what they're making. They believe they know what they're making, but they don't really understand or know what they're actually putting in their pocket. And I'm going to make a video about that so that people can understand it a little bit more, maybe using some spreadsheets. Since we've got all these cool features and things we can do now with this video where we can pop a spreadsheet up here and talk about it. I'm gonna make a video, so look for that video in the future, guys. Anybody needs any help, just give me a shout. 480-522-5227. I'll throw my number in here. Text me. I've helped about 3 or 4 guys today already on various things, bidding, getting new equipment, what they should get. Talk to a guy about a couple of customers that he's been working with and finally closed a deal on them. So if you guys need some help, just give me a shout. Commercial stuff, don't call me about house washing. I'm not the guy for that. There's lots of guys out there that wash houses and they're willing to help you all. So I could steer you in a direction of somebody that might be able to help you out. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Love it, man. Sub Effects, they're making some great shirts. Love these shirts, man. We're going to have these babies in Houston. Don't forget Houston, February 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's a free event. Houston's gone on for 13 years, so I'm going to keep talking about Houston. Houston event will go on for another 13 years probably. It's going to be a definite place where we're going to be doing events every year, annually. Phoenix, we're going to do an event every year. Atlanta, where it looks like we're going to do an event every year. And we're going to wind up probably doing an event probably in Orlando or Tampa probably every year eventually here once things get settled down. We're already beginning. We're going to be having training facilities basically all over the United States. So got some cool things on the horizon. Free training. Oh my gosh. Completely free. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, out, guys.